Good morning. Good morning, beautiful people. How are you? How's it going? Happy Monday. Today is August 10th, 2020. I cannot believe this month is moving by so quickly. We're almost to the halfway mark. And then you know what happens. It's back to school, or is it? That's the question. So many things changing and going on, and what's going on in your neck of the woods with the school thing? I'm interested to know. I'm Loren Michaels Harris, your host today, and every day, Monday through Friday, right here, as we live stream all over the place. Thank you, E360 TV, and I want to say good morning and a happy Monday to my sponsors for the month, the Emperor's Medicine, and also Nikki's of Naperville. So glad to be here with you guys. How was your weekend? Um, really nice weather here. Hot, hot, hot during the day. I heard on the West Coast it was absolutely sweltering. And then in the evenings here, just so comfortable. We had family here. It was nice. We spent a lot of time out on the deck, and the breeze was going through the leaves, and just really nice. Can't complain. Can't complain. How are things in your neck of the woods? That's the Bell of Purpose for those of you who aren't aware. This is new to season 4, and what it means, it's your chance, it's your opportunity to become a part of something greater than yourself. Now, why is that important? It just is. Get out of yourself and get into the world. Make a difference with people, one person at a time. So when you hear that bell, it means that our guest, who today is Janet Ramos. I want to say Jeanette, but I read it carefully and I know that it is Janet. Is that right? No? She's shaking her head no. See, I thought I was being all clever. And so I can see her in the green room. I have hidden cameras all over the place. Why? Because it's just nice to spy on people. I'm just saying. No, okay, so it is Jeanette. It's spelled like, okay, we're gonna talk about that because I bet people think it's something else. Maybe not. Anyway, she's been here before. Matter of fact, her youngest son, I had to make sure I had him right. Her youngest son was here just last week. A dose of Dano. Remember him? Yeah, he was here. And they've both been here before, but now Jeanette has a brand new book. Where's Mom Against All Odds? Making the Most of Single Parenthood. And we're going to talk about that and what prompted the book and all of that good stuff. So let me just run down. Robert Garcia is here tomorrow. And man, you guys don't want to miss that. He's a warrior. You'll see why tomorrow. And before we get into the show, I want to, because I want to get this in there. I'm so excited about Wednesday night when we will have Rose Hill and Charlie Hill from America's Got Talent. They will be here Wednesday night for Bathrobe Moments After Dark. You'll see a clip about that during the break at the bottom of the hour. So the book, Jeanette says on the very back, she says, if I can do it, so can you. This book was written for you, the single parent. Then she has in parentheses, mother. But I invited 3 single dads to watch today. I figured they could benefit from that too. She says, Who doesn't know that the life and direction of her child or his child is in his or her hands? Nobody ever said raising children would be easy, and it's not. But the crucial part in raising children is to be a part of their lives, and I couldn't agree more. This is important to me because I had 22 moms. So where's mom 22? 24? No, 16, 18. Mom 13. I was going to say 13. Lord Jesus. So anyway, what's the situation with single parenthood in the United States? Well, I'll tell you. Over 15 million single parents. Last time they took a census of that, that means that, and 80% of those 15 million single parents are led by single moms. So they are the majority, of course. And what that really boils down to, the most important number of all, that means that equates to over 22 million children in the United States alone who are being raised without a father. And takes two to make them. Why is it so easy to only have one to raise them? So that's why Jeanette's written the book, and to give all of you who need a head up, a hand up, and some support and encouragement when raising your children by yourself, something to look into, something to let you know you're not alone. So I know she's back in makeup and hair. Is she still trying on evening gowns? Okay. Oh, you found one.
I did. I
Well,
happened to
that's a
find
sleek,
one.
slender, nice little ditty.
Well,
Um,
thank you. No bathrobe this morning, as I
I
had in the
guess
past
not.
time.
Who wants to cover all that up?
Well, unfortunately, I have a funeral I have to go to this morning, so
Oh no.
hence where the black comes in. I would have been all bright and colorful, but
Oh, okay. Well,
it's
we're
life.
sorry for the loss of whomever that may
It's
be.
a cousin. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, sure thing. Well, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How's
It's
life been
nice to
treating
be
you?
back. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity, as always.
Of course. So tell us, what have you been up to outside? We'll get to the book, but what have you been up to?
Um, Well, I'm trying to start some other things. I want to do some motivational speaking. So I'm also working on compiling email lists, doing some sidebar training. As you're aware, when you're doing these kinds of projects, you can't do it alone. We all need a mentor or somebody that's out there that can help us, guide us in that direction. And for
Sure.
me, this is relatively new. So, just trying to be a sponge and absorb everything I possibly can.
Okay.
So
Okay.
aside from that, working out, still being a mom, just living in
Dealing with all
times
this
like this.
quarantine,
Yeah, what
COVID, and
else
all
can you
that.
do? What else can you do? You got to
Yeah.
live, right?
Yeah. That's right. And I find it interesting. How how long did it take you to write this book?
It took me, I want to say about 3 months. I procrastinated. In addition to that, I let the book sit for practically about 5 years. And how that came about was we self-doubt. We doubt ourselves. I didn't think.
Now, where'd your voice go?
Where did my what?
There you are.
Oh, I'm
All
sorry.
of a sudden, you got to repeat whatever that last passage
Oh,
was.
I basically said that the book, it took me about 3 months to write the book. However, it sat about 5 years, and that
Yeah.
was due to self-doubt, not thinking the book was ready, not knowing. And basically, one day I spoke to the man upstairs and I said, "Hey, I've written this book. It's been sitting for about 5 years. What do you want me to do with it? Is it meant to go out to be seen? Does the world need to see this? What's my message?" 2 days later, I get a call from someone, Emilio Roman, you know who
Oh,
he
yeah.
is,
Of course.
and basically left me a voicemail saying, "Hey, I know you have a message to share to the world. Reach out to me. Let's discuss this." And that was basically it in a nutshell, how that got started. But the book sat for about 5 years.
Okay. So you're speaking of the spiritual warrior,
Yeah, spiritual fitness.
spiritual fitness warrior. And then after that, then you wrote this book.
Yes. So what
Okay.
I did was I had a chapter in the spiritual fitness book and provided them with just one chapter, but the book had already been written. It just,
Oh,
yeah, my book had already been written. I just got the opportunity to meet and engage with Emilio Roman and just share a piece of my story. And then from there, like I said, we worked on getting the book published, and the rest is history.
oh,
So.
that's awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you.
I was reading the book, and thank you for sending me an advance copy. Who who
Absolutely.
who's the person that wrote your forward? I couldn't find their name. They did a
It
wonderful job.
That was Emilio Roman's wife, Daniela Roman.
Oh, Danielle wrote it. Okay,
Daniela
no wonder
Roman,
it flowed so well.
yes, you had the pleasure of meeting her as well.
I did. Okay, awesome. So one of the first, I want to a couple things I highlighted in here, and then we're gonna let you take the lead here. I found this interesting in your acknowledgement. You say to all those men whom I dated and just didn't make the cut to help me, and they just didn't make the cut to help me raise my children. Thank you, as this was my path to raise them on my own. I thought that was pretty cool
Yeah,
that you acknowledge you were trying, you were looking. So were you when let's talk about that for a second. When you had the two boys, or you had one boy and then the next one came, uh 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 is it Luis and Daniel?
yes, Louis
Okay,
and Daniel. Louis
Luis and
and
Daniel.
yes.
Okay, so were you, when you were out there dating as a single mom, were you actually like secretly like looking for a dad?
I no, I was never actually looking for a dad. I was at one point, dating. Let's be honest, nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be
No.
single, especially at such a young age. So you're out there dating. I wasn't looking for a father per se. As a matter of fact, it was the total opposite. In my mind, they had to go through a series of questions and surveys, and just I had to feel them out in the beginning, months, even if I thought about introducing them to my children. So, with that being said, I was very skeptical. I just didn't want, with today's society, a man coming in and
Yeah.
basically telling me what I need to do with my own children, laying his hands on them, any type of physical abuse, sexual abuse, things of that nature. So, I was always leery. But yes, in terms of dating, if I dated or went out on a couple dates, it was outside of the home, and just basically kept it like that. So when I say about those men who I was involved with, it just
Sure.
they didn't make the cut. It
Right.
it, it wasn't meant.
Hey, did you ever how did you ever invite and introduce any of the guys you were seeing to your kids? And what do you think is an appropriate amount of time before you introduce someone you're dating to your children as a single mom?
Well, like I mentioned, I did. They were introduced to someone that I had met, and that person I had met, I would say about 6 months around
Mm-hmm.
that time.
Okay.
And that was a gradual thing, Lauren. Like I said, it's not something that happened right off the bat. But interesting story with that particular individual, which kind of goes back to everything I discuss in this book, is that that particular individual had issues with his mother. He wasn't raised by his mother. So in turn, there couldn't be a relationship, a long-term relationship there because there were just issues that he had to deal with. He had issues with females, but that's life.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about when you're a young mom and let's say let's use Lewis for an example. Say he's two. How old was he when you left Connecticut to go back on your own when you left the dad?
Lewis was about
Lewis.
4. He was going on 5 years of age. Yes.
Okay, so how did you explain to him that daddy wasn't going to be in the picture? And what do you feel is the hardest part about explaining to a little one without, because a lot of women, I know this is true because I've talked to some dads, some good dads, who for whatever reason, and sometimes it's like the mom will kind of poison, will say, and you had
Yes.
good reason. I
Yes.
mean, he wasn't doing the right thing, but that's still the kid's dad. So, and you're a social worker and all, so you see this all the
Oh,
time.
absolutely, all the time.
So, how important do you think it is? Because that's a pretty tenuous thing there.
It
If you've got
really
a
is.
person, a dad who's out there doing the wrong things and stealing
Absolutely.
and going to
Yeah.
jail and using drugs, you're not supposed to glorify that persona.
No, absolutely not. On the
Talk
contrary.
about that. What's the right way? Is
The
there a
right
right way?
way, the right way. Well, let me back it up and talk about Lewis. Lewis was 4 years of age. His concern when we left the state of Connecticut was more so he had a bond with his cousins. And he was very mature for a 4-year-old, believe it or not. So he cried his eyeballs out when we
Oh,
left the state of Connecticut. And that was more important to him than the relationship with his father.
So was that just real quick for clarification point? So I'm assuming since you're from the area where you live here on the East Coast, was the Connecticut side the dad's family? Those cousins you were
Yes,
mentioning?
absolutely. Yes, his side of the family lived there. So
Just so
that's
I'm
why.
just for my curiosity, nosiness. So are the boys today? Is Lewis connected with those cousins he cried about? Are they
Um,
still? Are they still?
on Facebook, but it's not that type of close connection,
Okay.
unfortunately. A lot of things
Okay.
transpired since then, and I
Okay.
basically didn't go back, so that was my fault.
I
But
get it.
they do know how to connect with each other.
Each. Okay. Great.
Yes.
So go ahead.
But then in addition to that, when I traveled to New Jersey with the two boys, I never said anything negative about their father. And you're right when you mentioned that, Loren. I mean, it was a complicated situation. So basically, what I would tell them was that their father was ill, that he had issues, that
Mm.
he.
Uh-oh. Okay, she'll be right back. Hold on one second. Jeanette Ramos, she's using an iPad, and sometimes this pen just fell out of there where I had it marked. I gotta do this. Sometimes that happens. So she'll be right back. She knows how to find her way back. I saw her dropping breadcrumbs. So she'll be right back. We're talking today with Jeanette Ramos. She is a licensed social worker in the New Jersey area. She's written this wonderful book, Where's Mom? Okay, and she's back. Let me get her back in here. Okay. Now I see you, but I don't hear you. Jeanette, can you hear me? Okay, she said 1 second. Okay. So I'm gonna let her figure that out real quick, you guys. And I know you can hear me, Jeanette. So go ahead, do what you need to do. I really like this on the back. This is my favorite, one of my favorite parts of the book, is that on the back, I'll move it up to the camera. You can see both of her sons over here, single mom there. She hasn't changed at all. And here they are as strapping young men right there. Um, excuse me. Wow. And little Danny, he looks like he grew up to be bigger than his big brother. Isn't that interesting how kids do that? Take the lead. So Jeanette's still getting it together. I'm eating a banana. I'm Lauren Michaels Harris. You know what we're gonna do? Why don't we take this second? Good morning, Christopher Bologna. And I want you to know, Chris, I was totally going to wear the shirt you sent me for Project Sebastian all week, and I wore it uh, twice this weekend during our family visit. And during the hustle line out on our deck, an appletini found its way down the front of my shirt. So it's actually wasn't me who did it. Tell my niece Selma. Shaking my head. We're gonna go to break now while Jeanette gets her live stream connection together, and then we'll come back with the rest of the interview with Jeanette Ramos, and I'll try to finish this banana because I know I'm making y'all hungry, right? Um, I want to mention something before we go to this short break. I'm going to do my best to get there this weekend, Salt Lake City, Utah, for the Slave Free Project, where they're holding a rally and a march, a peaceful demonstration, if you will, to bring awareness and enlightenment to the need for us to do something to eradicate child trafficking in our country and the world at large. So you're going to see that one, and also the promo for this Wednesday's Bathrobe Moments After Dark, where my guest will be Rose and Charlie Hill from America's Got Talent fame. And Rose is a Hollywood makeup artist she's worked with almost every major star, been nominated for some huge awards in her lifetime, and they'll both be here telling their story Wednesday night. But we're going to go to break and come back and pick up where we left off with Jeanette Ramos, author of the book, Where's Mom? Be right back.
When I saw you, I would lose control. Made me feel like there was no tomorrow. Should've told you that you're beautiful, but the days pass and now it's so long ago. Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too. I want
trying to be, sir.
Viva Las Vegas!
Okay.
I'm back. So sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
That's okay. That's live television for you. Welcome back, everyone.
Thank
we
you.
are
My
back.
apologies.
Yep. So for those of you out there watching, welcome back. You are in the middle of Bathrobe Moments, and I'm your host, Loren Michaels here.